Hi, this is about the Explorers and Adventure Packet. I'll walk you through that. Starting off on our first page, we can see that we have some numbers going down on the right side, some big bolded words on the left. If I was, for example, looking for where I could find my personal glossary, I could find it here on the left and then go across the line and see that that's on page 3 of this packet. This will walk us through what we'll be doing for the next few days. Underneath that, we have some sections talking about some standards. This will link if you are on a Chromebook, but this is on paper, so it's just something that we can either type in and see if we wanted to, or we could focus on our big goal, which is right here. We want to identify motivations for Europeans to explore the Americas. That's our goal. That's what this project will help us do. The next page walks me through. I can see on the very tip top a day one and a checklist. This is what I do on day one. Select a book about an explorer. I have my book here. I'm going to do my book on Christopher Columbus. The first thing I do is I should then skim the book. And when I'm skimming the book, I'm not reading it. I'm going through and I'm looking at if there are any maps. I'm going to look at the pictures. I might look at some of the headlines, see if there's any chapter headers, and then I'm going to look for things in bold. That's this big black writing here, this thicker writing. And I would skim through the book first before I read it. And I want to see what's inside of this. I want to get an idea of what I might be reading. And I can get that idea by looking at the maps, the pictures, and the big bold writing. After that, and only after that, should I start to read the book. There are some videos on the Classroom Google page as well if you'd like to listen to me reading you this book. And then I can answer some questions about the book. And here's my questions about the book. Right off the bat, the first thing that I do is I pick a book about the explorer. I write the title of the book and the author below. So I would be writing The Story of Columbus, and this is by Anita Guarnieri. And I picked this book because I liked the picture. I've always wanted to own a sailboat, and so having this would be really exciting. I think I want to learn about a sailor. The personal glossary section, I'm going to look through this book for 5 words that I would want to learn, and I'm going to find those 5 words because they might be bolded or italicized. Now, this book even has a small glossary at the very end. But as I go through, I might be looking for a word that I've never noticed before, and I would type that word here, and then I'll search it up. I'll look for it, and I can do that by either asking a friend, a teacher, or I can look it up too. I'm going to find 5 words that I didn't know before I started reading this book. The next section is a section about how to draw a picture of your explorer. Whoa! You'll see some of these Explorer books have the Explorer right on the cover, and I've got a nice frame for me to be sure to sign. Now remember that an artist always signs their art, so use some of that space there and show your fancy artist signature. And that's day 1. Day 2 opens up, and I find the same book I used yesterday. It's good that I wrote down the title of this book so I know where to find it. I look over the book, and I become familiar with it again. And then after I review the book, I'm going to answer this exploration question. And here are those questions. Explorers travel many places. Some of the places are new, some are old, but they're discovered by somebody new. Have you ever traveled to somewhere new? And then what did you do there? Have you ever traveled somewhere and discovered something new? Maybe it's a place you've been before. Tell about a time you revisited a place and learned something new. My example on that might be how I went to my grandma's house and discovered a really good climbing tree. My brother always climbed the same tree, and it was the biggest and the coolest tree. But since he was up on the big tree and he was kind of being a jerk that day, I found another tree that I'd never considered climbing. And when I climbed it, I even got taller than I thought I would. It was pretty exciting. That might be a story that I would tell in this space. What types of skills does it take to be an explorer? The next is to draw a picture of the place I went to. In your drawing, be sure to include an image of you using one of those skills an explorer would use. Draw it in the space below and use colors. I might draw me climbing that tree because I know that one of those skills that an explorer would use could be bravery. So maybe in a thought bubble above my character, I would have a comment about being brave. That's day 2. Here's day 3. Day 3, find the post about Mr. Geving reading the Explorer books on Google Classroom. Pick 3 of the videos to watch. After each video, answer the questions about the book. Video 1. What video did you watch? You tell the title of the book. Where did that explorer travel to? Did Mr. Geving mention any specific locations when I was reading the book? When I was reading the book, did I mention any problems? What did they do to solve those problems? And those are the same questions for the next 2 videos. Then we get to the gallery walk, and the gallery walk is only done after we're done with our project. We're going to use this by looking around at what our friends have made, and we'll do this together the day that the projects are due. Nothing for us to work on until the projects have been turned in. And it ends with a letter home explaining how to do the project. That's our walkthrough of our Explorer and Adventurer student packet.